Group B category. So we now see our Group A boats being backed down onto the ramp, brought to you by Lucas Oils, because it works.
If we just touch on this, KVC, we've got Ollie Silverton and Jess sitting in first, Sean and Faye Rice in second, and then we've got Clayton and Mandy, who of course unfortunately took that
the big hit down at Merrimeri.
So they're out. So third place is all go. Bevan and Claudia Edwards sitting on 95 points. But my wild card for the day, mate, missed it last year. Last meeting at Merrimeri. He was at a wedding. He put his navvy in a boat. She drove absolutely superb. So I joked with him. I said, you need to move the pedals forward and give Donna the reins. But watch out for Cy Gibbon in this round, folks. And he's my wild card to take out the day today, KV. So the Novus class boat of Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson, they've got the money's on for them, mate.
Well, there you go, as we see Tim Betts and Joe Kapua and the Violent Tendencies. We are now Group A racing. So Betsy just taking it easy in the first couple, now starting to pick up the pace, and they have done a little bit of work to this boat to try and drag a bit more horsepower out of it. Certainly not the big funded team like some of these other guys, so they haven't got that massive budget to throw at it. But not bad around that hairpin. You'll see a lot of guys just dip the bow of the boat in there, the port bow, throwing a lot of water up over the bow and into the face of driver and navigator, and Tim Betts has just gone the wrong way. Needs to go back and recorrect himself for mine. DNF for Tim Betts and Joe Kapua.
Mate, I've just had an update from the Bevan Schuler team. They are gone for the day, mate. Too much damage to the steering to even think about getting back on the water.
Oh, that is very disappointing for those guys. Their first time out on the track this season and in front of the home crowd here.
Yeah, and they're actually just behind us in the commentary box, mate, so I might pop up and have a chat to them a little bit later on. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very unfortunate for them. Guys. Very unfortunate.
So Paddy and Jay Hayden now coming out onto the track. The A drivers in the Stinger boats entry. So Paddy Hayden last time was driving the Ryco boat. This time Neil Marshall said, mate, come and have a crack at this one. And I can tell you that Paddy Hayden was out straight out of the blocks early this morning, qualifying 1 very quickly indeed. Got the rotation wrong. Qualifying 2, got the rotation wrong, but still maintaining the boat speed. Where's he going to end up here? Boy, into that hairpin, not bad. Plenty of water in the face of driver and navigator here.
Yeah, that's right, mate. And talking about that, he did drive Stu Latham's boat back at Merrimeri, but apparently Neil Marshall offered him $20 more to jump in his boat for this round. So that's why he's here. And of course, he maybe I just said to Stu, maybe it's because it's got an NZ on the number and you're Australian, so you know that could be a factor. As he posts a great time, 41.068. To slot them straight into P1 ahead of Tim Betts here. So great drive from Paddy Hayden, and there's a bit of word in the pits, mate, that he's a bit of a boat jumper. I won't mention the other words that they might have called him, but he's a bit of a boat jumper. He doesn't want to make a habit of it, but once he finds a boat he sticks with, Neil Marshall might not race the rest of the day with Paddy's run like that.
Well, Neil Marshall, he's a competitor from way back, mate. He's never ever going to allow that to happen. I can guarantee you that 100%.
Too much pressure,
Paddy Hayden,
too much pressure.
I think you'll see back in his super boat next season. So just waiting for that to be repaired after a big off in the final round of the last season up at Wanganui. So now it is Stewie Latham in the Ryco Chaos Machine Heron Constructions vessel. The Australian, he's from Western Australia, this man, now makes New Zealand home, and I tell you what, like all Australians, he's a ripping bloke.
Mate, just there was a bit of an issue with an oil pressure this morning, but they've obviously got that sorted, mate.
It turned out that it was they couldn't get oil pressure, and it worked out that it was just the oil pressure gauge, and so the oil pump was working effectively. They've changed the gauge, so now it's showing that the boat and the engine does have oil pressure, so away he goes.
Fantastic, that's great news. Absolutely great news. I had a really good chat with Stewie last night, and mate, yeah, like you say, what a bloody top bloke. It's not bad for an Australian. I mean, you know, well, you're a resident. You're a resident Kiwi now, mate, so don't worry about that.
Well, I just spent a bit of time over here, so Stewie Latham really not on the money here at the moment. We've got Kendra Death on the screen, but I was told, and we do need to reconfirm this is actually Grant, her husband.
Correct. That's dead right. Yep.
Just lost Stewie Latham there for a sec up the
there he is.
corner of the track. He's back again, and this will be a reasonable run for the Western Australia 53.024. Obviously not pushing the boat too hard there at the moment.
Yeah, recovered after that rotational error to still post a time of 53.024, so not too bad. Okay, we just want to have a big ups to the all the corporates behind us in the commentary box. Give us a big wave, folks. Hope you're all having a great time. We're putting on a great show for you, so we'll look forward to trying. We might do a bit of a run along the fence a little bit later on just to have a catch up with a few of you, but it's great to see you all supporting the guys here at Waitara today, and we, on behalf of us in the commentary box, we thank you for your attendance and hope you enjoy your day.
So Drillco out on the track at the moment, Tony Reid, and Ropeback Bakey's what they're calling him now, out of the Drillco team. So Andrew Bakey, the concreter out of Uranui, Tony Reid, from Reid Engineering out of Waitara, and Tony Reid also on the NZJSA executive board. He's gone the wrong way, needs to come right back on himself. We're seeing a few people make those mistakes.
Yeah, of course, he hasn't come back on himself just yet. I don't know if they've picked it up. Let's see how we go now. No,
I ran it wide, grabbed the heap of dirt, parks it up on the bank, a little bit of a hip and shoulder, and a puff of smoke as oil hits the headers. Tony Reid, he's never going to lay down and say, that's it. He's got back straight back into it, and now gone, oh, maybe, where are we? What are we doing? No. Which way? They've gone the wrong way. They've got to go all the way back to the hairpin and get right around the hairpin, 180 degrees back on themselves. So they think that they've got through it, but they, alas, have not.
No, that's right. And unfortunately, you remember back at Mary, I think they got through qualifying 3, and then they went a bit skew with, and they were out for the rest of the day there as well. So let's hope that they can rectify whatever's gone wrong with the boat here. Hopefully it was just the rotational issues and nothing too mechanically wrong with the boat. But we'll keep
an eye on Sean and Faye Rice here. They in the Elite Kitchens. We did mention earlier they had a fantastic run for a second place in Australia last weekend.
It was only Sean that was over there. Faye didn't get over.
That's
didn't
right.
Make the
Yes,
trip,
I do apologise. Michelle Hodges doing the navigation over there. So well, Sean's got his wife and navigator in beside him here. So this will be an interesting run. Bob's it down just a little bit out of that left-hander, just caught a bit of a grab in there. But Sean Rice, of course, a former mini-sprint driver and modified saloon car racer here in New Zealand for Elite Kitchens. And we've got some giveaways from Elite Kitchens a bit later in the day. We'll give some shirts and things away. How's this left-right combination gone? Wrong way. So Sean and Faye Rice, they just haven't been able to work this out.
Oh, I'd like to talk to these guys before the start of racing today, and I was talking to Faye about how tight and technical this track was. She was a wee bit nervous about that, so they'll go back and debrief that. They look like they're back on the right track now as they come through to pick up a time of 53.064, but we're seeing that quite a bit, KV. A few rotational errors starting to get in the heads of these guys.
As we're coming down to the through the centre of the track, coming back towards commentary, what's happening for some of these guys and girls behind the wheel and indeed in the navigator's seat? They're coming in there and in that left, and then they've got to go that immediate right. They're realising that it is too late to get to that right-hand channel. So what they're doing is just easing off, erring on the side of caution and going into the next channel instead of trying to screw the boat around and potentially throw themselves out of the racetrack and upside down. Same with that hairpin, I think you'll find as well. But side given now, and Donna Thompson, Novus Auto Glass, show us your crack. I love the Novus Auto Glass ad and the song that they do. I saw that recently on the TV here and thought that is a wonderful song, very catchy tune.
It is, mate, it is. And this, like I said before, folks, this is my wild card for the day. Si and Donna, they'll be going like the clappers, as you can see now, as a nice sweep through the centre of the course now. Oh, flicks the back out beautifully, does Si Gibbon. He's certainly got the pedal down as they head round the sweeper now. Look at this, KB. This is going to be an impressive run as he comes down the chute. What's he going to do? A 38.828, KB. There's my wild card. That's the best time of the day. Look out, Ollie Silverton.
That is an amazing run for our Group A drivers qualifying round number 3. Wow, really throwing it down, putting the gauntlet there, saying, come on boys, catch me if you can. Interestingly, I was going to say I can't see Ollie Silverton on the ramp. He's way out there in the warm-up lane at the moment, so not sure what's going on there with the PSP team, Ollie Silverton, but it is the radioactive of Ross Travers and Amanda Kiddo coming out on the track right now. Oh, problem off the start line.
That's that,
the raising of the hand. That just indicates to our officials that there is a problem, potentially weed again into the grill, into the intake of the jet unit. So they will be allowed, because if you put your hand up as driver or navigator within a certain distance, you are allowed a rerun.
Mate, while we do that, I might just go and see if I can catch Si and Donna as they come off the ramp. We'll get them up just behind the commentary box and just have a quick word with them, because that's a pretty impressive time, don't you agree?
Mate, no doubt about that. 38.828. I think you'll be pretty happy with it, but you've got to get that time towards the end of the day. So just now waiting, Ross Travers just bringing the boat up onto the trailer, the Violent Tendencies boat down there. Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit now in the GJ Gardner's PSP, Clearview, Biolytics, Magnum Automotive, Nudix Sheet Metals vessel coming out now, currently leading the Group 8 Championship after having won it last year as well. So a 38.828 was the time that Si Gibbon in the Novus Autoglass machine posted. So now Ollie Silverton launching off the line. This is looking very quick. The Sprint Tech hull almost defying gravity, almost defying the laws of physics. Very, very confident drive here this early part of the lap. Beautifully around the hairpin. Ran it wide out there. Gave himself room to manoeuvre to shoot back in. Now this very interesting combination in here. Oh, he's absolutely nailed that one. So Ollie Silverton and Jess Sit there as they come into the finish, and it is slower at a 40.272, well off the time, some 1.6 seconds roughly slower than Simon Gibbon. So Si Gibbon had an absolute flyer, as we just wait now for Tim Coleman and Dylan Matthews in the Violent Tendencies machine. And our super boats.
Sorry, KB, I don't know if you've got me there, mate. I've just got Si Gibbon here at the boat ramp, mate. Si, I'm not sure if you're aware of your time, mate. A 38.8, fastest time of the day.
Yeah, not too bad, considering we had a bit of a stumble off the line with weed. So, yeah, happy with that. And it's got plenty more in it, so.
Mate, and you just see Ollie's time on the board there, a 40.272. 2 seconds quicker, mate. You need the win here, right?
He's foxing.
No, good luck, mate. Get back to the pits.
All right, so Ross Travers out on track in the radioactive machine. His second attempt at the qualifying round number 3 run after having a problem with weed. Now Super Mario, bogged it down there. He will not be happy with that. He's very hard on himself, this driver. Very relaxed style of man. However, he'll be pretty annoyed with himself. Bogged it down on the exit of that hairpin. Look, straight line, straight through the middle there. So Ross Travers, the man from Fort L. If you're down at Fort L, duck into the garage there, have a chat to Ross, Kelly and Shane Travers down there, and a 41.597. So still, Si Gibbon leading the way at the moment with that phenomenal time of a 38.828 in the Group A category.
Very, very impressive for Si Gibbon. As you can say, he was a little bit nervous there, and I just had a chat to him. KV's still shaking because what a great time. Didn't actually realise he had posted that time, so he reckons Ollie's still foxing. So there's an ongoing battle between these guys, and I know that Ollie's certainly glad to have him back on the racetrack. Him and Real Deal Neil, that's for sure.
Yeah, Tim Coleman, Dylan Matthews. This is looking a lot more confident. So Tim Coleman from Marston, Dylan Matthews from Wanganui. So this is looking like a lot more confident run, really starting to get a handle on the rotation and showing a lot more confidence and a lot more boat speed. They did say that they had done a little bit of work between rounds to drag more horsepower and power out of this Group A engine. Now, how is he going to handle and set up for this? Not bad at all, I'll tell you. If you can sort of manage to get through there, you will gain a lot of time if you get it the right way. So Tim Coleman now down the back chute into the PSP sweeper and across the line with a 42.814.
Mate, that's a great time for these guys. Now, do you think the advantage of a double-driven boat, mate, if you're going the second as a second driver, does that hold an advantage because the boat's nice and warm for you over these other guys?
What it actually does is put a lot of pressure on all of the gear. So we'll just run out through the top 6 there. Cy Gibbon quickest, Ollie Silverton, Paddy Hayden, Ross Travis, Tim Coleman and Stuart Latham are the top 6 at the moment, with Neil Marshall and Haley Brunning to round out qualifying 3 for the Group A. So what it does is, while the engine will maintain its warmth, the oil will maintain its warmth, but what happens is you put so much pressure on the gear, sometimes the engine in fact gets too hot, double driving it. So there are a lot of positives, a lot of negatives that come out of the A and B driven vessels. Neil Marshall, Stinger Boats, Stinger Promotions. Well, I'll tell you what, it went wide around that big sweeping left-hander at the top part of the course there, but didn't knife it like some of these other competitors. Oh, he's nailed the hairpin. I'll tell you, it's great to see this man back behind the wheel of this Stinger vessel.
Yeah, he sure is. And of course, Paddy Hayden currently sitting in second for this.
Oh, wrong way.
Oh, no. As you put the curse on him, KV, that was his downfall back in Wanganui. Of course, he couldn't get round the track the right way once. And he's done it again. Hasn't realised that I have gone the wrong way.
No, he's back on course now.
He's back on track now, though. But that's going to put a lot on the time. And I guess Paddy's going to have... Oh, he's gone the wrong way again.
Yeah, he's really turning this into an absolute dog's breakfast at the moment. He's back on the course proper now. He won't chase it from here, you wouldn't think. But then again, Neil Marshall, one of those... Yeah, well, I say that, now he just speeds up coming through the finish loop. So Neil Marshall, you won't worry about that, a 63 and plenty of change. You'll be pretty disappointed with that. Quite often you'll see somebody make the rotational error and then just ease it off on the way in the latter part of the lap. And then you'll see other guys who just get absolutely outright frustrated with themselves and then just try to put the hammer down. But you'll